Good morning. This is Dr. McDaniel at GYN Corner. I'm a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist, and I'm bringing to you all things health-related for women. So sorry, I started off the presentation with my hand covering the camera, so not very helpful. So today's Saturday. I'm at the horse farm. Jill's already done her lesson. Joy is just warming up now, so sorry, so I'll go back in before I finish and catch a little bit inside the ring. It's not raining now, but it rained all last night, so everything's wet. There isn't anywhere to sit down outside, only inside. And I think I might cut it a little bit short today since I'm just going to be walking around in the dampness. But we'll see. So today is part 3 on pregnancy, labor, and delivery. The first week I spoke about mucus plug, the significance and sometimes insignificance of the mucus plug. Last time I spoke about early or false labor, and today I'm speaking about active labor. So I'll just do a quick run through of the past. So everyone has a little plug of mucus, or it looks like a thick kind of ball or clump of snot that sits inside the cervix. We think it may help decrease potential bacterial transmission inside the cervix, but the cervix is sealed pretty tight, so maybe it's just a belt and suspenders type of thing. So everyone has a mucus plug, and that mucus plug, as the cervix starts to soften and starts to flatten out, the mucus plug will pass. Most women will notice it. Not all women will notice it. It does not indicate that labor is imminent. Sorry, I have allergies. It just indicates that the cervix is starting to soften and potentially start to ripen, is what we call that, when it softens and starts to open. For some women, it will happen weeks before they're actually in labor. Others, it happens just a few days or a couple of hours before the labor starts to really kick in. And some women never even notice the passage. But regardless, if you notice it, it's a good sign that things are starting to happen, but it doesn't give any indication of time frame. Now, early labor, what we used to call false labor, is when women will notice that a little tightening and hardening of the belly. That's not just every once in a while throughout the day. It becomes more frequent, so that it becomes tightening and hardening of the belly throughout an hour. So 4 to 6 times an hour, the belly gets hard, tight, starts to, you can see it rise up a little bit, so it lifts up. Those are what we call Braxton Hicks contractions. And they're contractions because they're tightening and hardening of the belly, but they're not doing anything to open the cervix. They're just kind of preparation contractions. As they get harder and tighter and more frequent, they turn into early labor, or what some people will still call false labor. And if they occur at least 6 times an hour and they're quite painful, we will say it's early labor or the start of labor. They have to be painful enough where you can't really hold a nice casual conversation through them. You have to kind of stop, give it time to pass. So if that occurs at least 6 times an hour or so, so every 10 minutes or so, then we call that early labor.